Every manifestation video you've ever watched has been lying to you about one thing. They tell you to visualize the car, the money, the relationship, the perfect life, to close your eyes and want it hard enough until the universe hands it over. And maybe, for a few minutes, it feels good. You picture it. You feel warm, hopeful, excited, and then you open your eyes, and nothing has changed. The bills are still there, the doubt creeps back in by lunchtime, and somewhere underneath the disappointment, a quiet voice starts asking, why doesn't this ever actually work for me? Here's the truth almost nobody tells you. It's not that manifestation is fake, it's that you've been doing it backwards. 2,000 years before the words law of attraction existed, there was a group of philosophers who understood something about the mind that modern manifestation culture completely missed. They knew that you cannot attract a calm, powerful, abundant life into a mind that is tense, scattered, and at war with itself. They knew that the outer world doesn't bend to your wishing. It bends to who you become while you wish. An emperor once wrote, in the middle of war, plague, and grief, a private sentence to himself that modern self-help gurus still haven't caught up to. And that sentence is the actual starting point of everything you've been trying to manifest and failing to hold on to. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what it is and why relaxing your mind isn't just a nice feeling before you manifest. It is the manifestation. Welcome back to Stoic Forge Explained, where ancient Stoic wisdom meets the challenges of modern life. Today we're talking about something most people get completely backwards: how to relax your mind and manifest everything you want, using a philosophy that's outlasted empires, plagues, and 2,000 years of human suffering. Because it actually works. Not through wishing, through something far more powerful and far more available to you, starting right now. The Tedden Problem. Here's what nobody in the manifestation world wants to admit. Most people trying to manifest a better life are doing it from a nervous system stuck in fight or flight. Think about it honestly. You sit down to manifest abundance while your jaw is clenched from a stressful day. You visualize peace while your mind is still replaying an argument from this morning. You picture freedom while your body is flooded with cortisol from checking your bank account for the 5th time today. This is the trap. You cannot plant a seed of calm, powerful intention into soil that is constantly being disturbed. Psychologists call this allostatic load, the cumulative wear of chronic stress on the body and brain. When your nervous system is stuck in a state of alertness, your brain isn't building your future. It's scanning for threats. It literally cannot do both at once. This is why so many people repeat affirmations for months and feel like frauds saying them. Not because the words are wrong, because the mind saying them is still in a state of war, and a mind at war cannot manifest peace, wealth, love, or purpose. It can only manifest more war. The Stoics understood this centuries before neuroscience gave it a name. They didn't chase outcomes. They built something first, an internal state so stable, so undisturbed, that the right actions and the right opportunities became almost inevitable. They called this state ataraxia, a Greek word meaning tranquility, freedom from disturbance. Not numbness, not passivity, a deep, active calm that comes from no longer being enslaved to fear, comparison, or craving. Here's the part that will genuinely change how you see this entire subject. Manifestation, in the truest sense, was never about forcing the universe to hand you something. It was about becoming the kind of person calm enough, disciplined enough, and clear enough to notice the door that was already open, and walk through it without hesitation. So if you've been trying to manifest from tension, here is where we begin fixing that, right now. Lesson 1. Stop manifesting from what you cannot control. Here is the first mistake almost everyone makes, and it quietly destroys every manifestation attempt before it even begins. People try to manifest outcomes. A specific person, a specific amount of money by a specific date, a specific version of events, and when it doesn't unfold exactly as pictured, they conclude the whole practice is fake. But outcomes were never yours to manifest. They depend on other people's choices, timing, circumstances far beyond your reach. And a mind fixated on controlling the uncontrollable isn't calm. It's clenched, gripping, anxious underneath its own hopeful language. Epictetus, a man who spent years enslaved before becoming one of history's most respected philosophers, built his entire teaching around a single dividing line. He said, "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Wealth arriving on your timeline, not in your power. Another person loving you back, not in your power. But your discipline, your effort, your attention, your character, entirely in your power." Here's the shift that changes everything. Instead of manifesting a specific outcome, manifest a specific self who is disciplined enough to seize opportunity, calm enough to think clearly under pressure, focused enough to outwork people still stuck complaining. That self attracts outcomes as a side effect of who they've become, not as a prize demanded from the universe. Ask the practical action. Tonight, instead of visualizing a specific result, spend 2 minutes visualizing yourself moving through your day with calm, focused confidence, regardless of outcome. Feel what that version of you feels like in your chest, your posture, your breath. That feeling, repeated daily, rewires your baseline state far more powerfully than wishing for a number in your bank account ever will. But there's something even more disruptive to your manifestation than chasing the wrong target. It's the war happening quietly inside your own head, every single day, and almost nobody notices it's even happening. Lesson 2. You cannot manifest into a mind at war with its own thoughts. Here's the mistake. Most people try to manifest calm and abundance while simultaneously running a non-stop internal commentary of self-criticism. I'm behind. I'm not disciplined enough. Other people are further along. Then, in the same breath, they try to visualize peace and prosperity, as if the two conversations aren't actively canceling each other out. This is what psychologists call cognitive dissonance, holding two conflicting beliefs at once, and the resulting internal tension that drains your mental energy without you even realizing where it's going. You cannot hold "I am not enough" and "I am manifesting abundance" in the same mind without one quietly sabotaging the other. Marcus Aurelius wrote himself a warning about exactly this kind of internal noise. In his private journal, never meant for publication, he reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The sentence is not about controlling the world. It's about noticing that your own mind, your judgments, your inner dialogue, the sentences you repeat about yourself, is the one territory you actually govern. And most people have left that territory completely ungoverned, letting every anxious, critical thought roam free while wondering why their life feels chaotic. Relaxing the mind doesn't mean eliminating every thought. It means noticing the war you've been unconsciously running and choosing, deliberately, to stop feeding one side of it. Ask the practical action. Ask. For the next 24 hours, every time you catch a self-critical thought, don't fight it. Just replace it silently with one sentence. I am building, not broken. Not forced positivity. A simple redirection repeated enough times that slowly starves the internal war of its fuel. Here's a question worth sitting with. If your thoughts have this much power over the state of your entire nervous system, what do you think happens to your body every time your mind spirals into fear about a future that hasn't even happened yet? Lesson 3. Most anxiety is a manifestation practice, just aimed at the wrong thing. This is the part that should genuinely unsettle you. You've likely already been manifesting your entire life, just not on purpose and not in your favor. Every time you replay a worst-case scenario in vivid detail, imagining the rejection before it happens, imagining the failure before you've even tried, you are doing the exact same neurological process as visualization. Vivid imagined detail. Emotional charge. Repetition. The only difference is the direction you've pointed it. Seneca, writing to his friend Lucilius, captured this with devastating clarity. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Read that again. Most of your suffering was never caused by what happened. It was manufactured in advance by a mind rehearsing disaster with the same intensity most people wish they could rehearse success. This is genuinely one of the most important realizations in this entire video. If your mind is already powerful enough to make you feel fear about something that hasn't happened, it is equally powerful enough to make you feel calm, confident, and capable about something that hasn't happened yet either. You already have the tool. You've just been aiming it at the wrong target for years. Ask. The practical action. Ask. The next time you catch yourself rehearsing a feared outcome in vivid detail, don't just try to stop thinking about it. That rarely works. Instead, redirect the same vividness toward the outcome you actually want. Same intensity, same detail, different direction. You're not suppressing anxiety, you're repurposing the exact mental machine that was creating it. If this idea is landing for you, that you've had this power the whole time just pointed in the wrong direction, comment below, *, I redirect my mind. Let's see how many people are ready to actually use this correctly starting today. But repurposing your imagination is only useful if your body can actually catch up to it. And this is where almost everyone gets stuck, because you can think calm thoughts all day long while your body is still physically bracing for disaster. Lesson 4. The body believes what the breath tells it. Here's a mistake almost nobody realizes they're making. They try to manifest calm and abundance purely through thought, while their shoulders stay tense, their jaw stays clenched, their breath stays shallow and high in the chest. And the body, in this state, keeps sending one signal to the brain over and over: danger, danger, danger. Modern neuroscience confirms something the Stoics practiced instinctively. The relationship between breath and nervous system state isn't one-directional. It's a loop. Slow, deep breathing physically activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and digest state, directly countering the fight or flight response no matter what your thoughts are doing. This is why the Stoics placed such enormous emphasis on physical composure, not out of vanity, but as a deliberate technique. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to return to the present physical moment, to notice his breath, his body, the immediate reality in front of him rather than the storm of thought pulling him elsewhere. You cannot think your way into a relaxed body while breathing like you're being chased. But you absolutely can breathe your way into a calmer mind, even while thoughts are still noisy. Ask. The practical action. Ask. Before any moment where you want to manifest calm, confidence, or clarity. A hard conversation, a big decision, a morning that feels heavy. Take 4 slow breaths, each lasting 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Not because it's trendy, because it physically signals safety to a nervous system that doesn't understand English, only physiology. Your mind will follow your body far faster than your body will ever follow your mind. Now here's where this gets uncomfortable. Because relaxing your body and calming your thoughts still won't manifest anything if you're secretly resisting the very life you're currently living. Lesson 5. You cannot manifest a new life while resenting your current one. Here is one of the most overlooked mistakes in the entire manifestation conversation. People try to visualize a better future while quietly hating their present circumstances. Their body, their income, their relationship, their starting point. And that resentment, however subtle, becomes the actual emotional frequency they're broadcasting hour after hour underneath every affirmation they whisper. This matters because emotional state, not just words, is what shapes behavior, perception, and opportunity recognition. A person who resents their current life walks through the same room as a person grateful for their current life and notices completely different things. Different opportunities. Different openings. Different openings. Different people worth talking to. The Stoics had a name for the deeper practice underneath this: amor fati, a love of one's fate, not passive resignation. An active, deliberate embrace of exactly where you are, exactly what has happened, as the actual raw material you're building with, not an obstacle blocking the real life you deserve somewhere else. Marcus Aurelius wrote something that captures this with startling precision, describing how the obstacle itself becomes part of the path forward, how what stands in the way of action can be turned to advance it. This is not the same as giving up ambition. It's the difference between fighting your current chapter and using it. A person who resents where they are wastes enormous energy wishing they were somewhere else. A person who accepts where they are, fully, without bitterness, has all that energy available to actually move. Ask. The practical action. Ask. Each morning, name one specific thing about your current life you've been quietly resenting. Your job, your body, your bank account, whatever it is. Then say, out loud if you can, "This is my material. I build with this, not against it." This single shift moves you from resistance, which drains you, to acceptance, which fuels you. If that idea challenged something in you, comment below, *, I build with what I have. Let's see how many people are ready to stop waiting for permission to start. Lesson 6. Stillness is not empty. It's where clarity actually lives. Here's a mistake almost every overstimulated modern mind makes without realizing it. People associate stillness with wasted time, silence with boredom, a quiet, empty morning with something to be filled immediately. A podcast, a notification, background noise, anything to avoid the discomfort of an unfilled moment. But here's what gets lost in that constant noise: clarity. The very thing you need to recognize opportunity and make good decisions only surfaces in stillness. A mind constantly fed input has no space left to process, integrate, or notice what actually matters. The Stoics practiced deliberate periods of silence and solitude specifically for this reason, not as an escape from life, but as a tool to see it more clearly. Seneca often wrote about retreating into himself, treating solitude not as loneliness, but as a kind of returning home to his own judgment, away from the noise of crowds and opinions. This matters enormously for manifestation because most people are so busy consuming input that they never actually hear their own best ideas. The insight that could change your entire trajectory rarely arrives during scrolling. It arrives in the shower, on a quiet walk, in the 10 minutes before sleep when the noise finally stops. Those aren't wasted moments. Those are the moments your mind was finally able to speak. Ask. The practical action. Ask. Give yourself 10 minutes today with zero input. No phone, no music, no podcast. Just sit or walk in silence. Not to relax exactly, to listen. Whatever surfaces in that silence is often more valuable than anything you'd have consumed instead. Lesson 7. What you rehearse in private, you perform in public. Here's a mistake tied directly to how most people approach visualization. They do it once, feel good for a moment, and expect it to hold. Then real life applies pressure, and the calm, confident version of themselves they imagined evaporates the second something goes wrong. This happens because the brain doesn't build lasting patterns from single exposures. It builds them from repetition. A single visualization session is a suggestion. Repeated, embodied rehearsal is a rewiring. Athletes have used this for decades, mentally rehearsing performance under pressure so precisely that their nervous system responds to the real event with familiarity instead of panic, because in a very real sense, it's already been there before. The Stoics practice something remarkably similar, but aimed at character rather than performance. They rehearsed in the mind how a wise and steady person would respond to loss, insult, or difficulty, not to predict doom, but to remove its power to surprise them. This is the deeper purpose behind visualization done correctly. Not fantasizing about a finish line, rehearsing in vivid and repeated detail how the calm, disciplined version of you actually behaves under pressure, under temptation, under a hard morning. That rehearsal becomes your default the moment real life asks you to perform it. Ask. The practical action. Ask. Each night, spend 60 seconds vividly imagining tomorrow's hardest moment and picture yourself moving through it calm, composed, unbothered. Not the outcome, the behavior. Repeat this nightly and you'll notice something remarkable. Real life starts to feel like something you've already rehearsed because in every way that matters to your nervous system, you have. Lesson 8. Manifestation was never wishing. It was always action wearing a quiet disguise. Here's the final mistake, and it's the one underneath almost every failed manifestation attempt. People wait to feel ready, calm, and aligned before they act, as if the feeling has to arrive first, and the action follows once everything feels perfect inside. But that order is backwards, and it always has been. Confidence, calm, and alignment are rarely the cause of action. Far more often, they're the result of it. Marcus Aurelius, in one of the most direct lines he ever wrote to himself, cut straight through the noise of overthinking with this instruction: waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, not visualize one, not feel like one eventually. Be one that, through the actual doing today in this exact set of hours. This is the piece almost every manifestation conversation quietly avoids because it's less comfortable in candles and vision boards. The calm mind, the clear focus, the relaxed nervous system you've been building through everything in this video. None of it is the destination. It's the launching pad. It exists so that when the opportunity, the conversation, the decision, or the door appears, you are steady enough, clear enough, and undisturbed enough to walk through it without hesitation, without the noise of fear talking you out of it. That is what manifestation actually is, underneath all the language that's been built up around it. Not summoning something from nothing. Becoming someone capable of recognizing and acting on what was already available, while everyone still trapped in tension and noise walks right past it. Ask, the practical action. Ask, pick one thing today that your relaxed, clear, capable self would already be doing, and do it now before the feeling fully arrives. Let the action generate the calm, instead of waiting for the calm to generate the action. The summary. So here is everything this video actually asked you to build. Stop manifesting outcomes you were never meant to control, and start manifesting the self who moves calmly toward them. Notice the war inside your own mind and stop feeding the side that's sabotaging you. Redirect the same vivid imagination you've used for fear, and aim it at what you actually want. Let your breath lead your body into calm, instead of waiting for your thoughts to get there first. Stop resenting your current chapter and start building with it instead of against it. Protect stillness, because clarity only speaks in rooms without noise. Rehearse the calm version of yourself nightly until real life feels like something you've already lived once. And finally, stop waiting to feel ready. Act and let the calm follow the action, not the other way around. Here's the truth this entire video has been circling. You were never missing a technique. You were missing the understanding that a relaxed mind isn't the reward for manifesting. It's the mechanism. Every ancient Stoic who wrote the words we quoted today wasn't chasing comfort or wealth or applause. They were building an internal state so steady that the right life had no choice but to recognize them when it arrived. That state is available to you starting with your very next breath. Not someday, not once conditions improve. Now, exactly as you are, with exactly what you have. If this reframed how you think about manifestation, comment below, I build the state, not the wish. Let that be the sentence that starts your next decision right after this video ends. If even one part of this shifted how you see your own mind, that wasn't an accident. It's ancient wisdom doing precisely what it was built to do, centuries before anyone ever used the word manifestation. Like this video if you're ready to stop wishing and start building the internal state that actually attracts the life you want. Subscribe to Stoic Forge Explained for more of this timeless philosophy, translated for the exact pressures you're carrying today. Share this with someone still chasing outcomes from a mind at war with itself. And comment the line that hit hardest, because somebody scrolling through tonight needs to read it before they fall asleep. The philosophers who gave us these words never had vision boards. They had discipline, silence, and an unshakable relationship with their own mind, and it was enough to outlast an empire. You don't need the universe to hand you anything. You need the version of yourself calm enough to walk through the door that's already open. Relax the mind, steady the breath. Become the person the life you want is already looking for.